129th Annual Commencement Exercises of Wagner College will open with America the Beautiful. Please join the vocal ensemble of graduating seniors here on the platform as they lead us in singing America the Beautiful. We ask that you remain standing until after the invocation by Reverend Martin Malzahn.
Congratulations, class of 2016. This is a day of celebration. During yesterday's baccalaureate service, we began with a video that literally pictured the heavens and the stars. Carl Sagan, the great agnostic scientist, spoke with eloquence about the awe and humility we should have for all that we do not know. In Arabic, and Hindi, and Hebrew, and English, and Latin, students sang and spoke about faith in their Creator. The last word of the service came from today's commencement speaker, Humans of New York photojournalist Brandon Stanton. Brandon told us that what makes his photographs stand out are the stories that are attached to them. They are what make people human. It was my hope yesterday, and it is my hope today, that between the vast unknown of the cosmos, the joys and sorrows, fears and celebrations of the stories of humans of New York, you will see and you will hear faith. You will receive from your classmates blessings of peace and promises of divine love. May we all begin and end each day with gratitude and with thanks. May the promises of God be written not only in Scripture, but also on the trees, in the flowers, in the clouds, in the stars, and on every brow beneath this tent. Amen.
Well, it's happened. You're here today. 4 years ago, many of us slept in that gym together as Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy, came flying through this borough. Karen and I, senior staff members, Dr. McNair, Dr. Rudishaw Gordon, many others, Curtis Wright, Dean Wright, we slept with you on the floor of that gym as we survived that horrible superstorm. And many of you were able to get home before it started and take friends with you who lived a distance away. And as you remember, you started Wagner Cares virtually before you actually got back to campus, trying to be of assistance to this community. Thank you for all you have done as a wonderful class. Welcome to the 129th commencement exercises of Wagner College. Thank you, Dr. Gazard, for leading us as the faculty marshal. Thank you, Dr. Calble, for the special role you'll play during this commencement exercise. And today your procession was led by 4 Golden Seahawks: Maureen Ward Gallo, Mary Rose Barranco Morris, Roberta Moulton Fallman, and Joyce Kuhn Bavlinka, class of 1966. They took the same steps that you took today 50 years ago. Congratulate them as well. After 4 challenging years, your special day of recognition has arrived. On behalf of the entire college community, we extend our congratulations, our admiration for all of your achievements, your leadership, and your service to the campus, to New York City, and to the nation. I welcome all of your parents, families, friends, distinguished guests, and members of our community. We have with us some very special supporters. Some have endowed scholarships and made gifts in support of your work at the college. Others have given tirelessly to the efforts to extend opportunities available to our students and to our faculty, and I'd like to recognize them today as we begin this ceremony. From our Board of Trustees, Dr. Warren Prochi, class of 1968, and the Chair of the Board of Trustees. Stephen Aiello, Mary Kappa, class of 1982, Mark Lebovitz, class of 1991, Lorraine McNeil Popper, class of 1978, Richard Morgan, parent of a wonderful graduate of Wagner College, Joan Nicholas, Diane Powers, also a parent of 2 graduates of Wagner College, and the honorary co-chair of the Parents Association, and Maureen Robertson, class of 1967. Let's welcome them to your event. You're an accomplished and engaged class, one of the very best Wagner's ever produced. Your individual profiles illustrate a composite personality of the class of 2016, one marked by strong academic achievement, remarkable leadership, and a sustained commitment to public service and civic engagement. Today is special for each one of you and for your families. It's especially significant for the Viniotos family from Bellevue, Washington. Their twins, Alexa and Audra, graduate today, both as honor students. Alexa distinguished herself in microbiology and chemistry, and Audra in government and politics, as well as the Wagner women's track team. And both were active in many campus organizations, and not the least of which is their commitment to Habitat for Humanity. It's a very special day also for the McMiniman family from Margate, New Jersey. Their twin boys, Patrick and William, graduate today. Both superb members of our men's lacrosse team, both majors in biopsychology with GPAs over 3.6 and with Latin honors. Congratulations. And today, Simon Burke graduates as an executive MBA student who received 2 major academic awards for his outstanding work. Less than 2 weeks ago, Simon suffered a stroke. He's now receiving intensive therapy, and it's a true miracle that he's recovering faster than anyone expected. And he is with us today to receive his degree. You have come to us from different roads and for different and varied reasons. You represent 25 states and 16 countries. Most of you come to us along the traditional route from high school to college, seeking a welcoming place, an engaged campus, a caring faculty, and of course, New York City. But some of you traveled unique paths, such as Rosa Taylor and Kadijah Singleton. Two student seniors who will speak later in this ceremony. Like so many of you, they have flourished at Wagner. Rosa Taylor came to Wagner from the United Kingdom to be part of our top-ranked theater program with a focus on arts administration. During her 4 years, Rosa has maintained a 4.0 GPA. She is the winner of the Donald W. Spiro Award, the highest award we give to a graduating senior. And she completed 5 internships in New York theater companies, one with the Roundabout Theater, and she was also inducted into 2 honorary societies after graduation. After graduation, she'll begin her job as an assistant company manager for the National Touring Company for the Tony Award-winning Best Play, The Curious Incident of the Dog of the Night. Rosa represents the dynamism of this class. Kadijah Singleton came to us from Albany, the Albany area of upstate New York. A composed and dignified young woman, Kadijah majored in business and concentrated in management. She's developed into a formidable leader within our community. She helped revive the Black Student Union, provided leadership for the Urban Footprint Dance Club and the Management Club and InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. She worked with LEAD, Wagner's leadership development program for minority students, while holding several internships, one with the Staten Island Reading Association. Kadijah represents the grace, commitment, and intercultural justice of your class. Shane Erder comes to us from Scottsdale, Arizona. He found his home as an arts administration major, and in a short time, as you know, he became Mr. Radio on the campus by designing and leading WCBG to become a vibrant, comprehensive radio station with its own fundraising and advertising departments. In addition, Shane worked as assistant producer for 4 major commercial radio stations, including 95.5, 77 ABC, and he worked in promotions for ESPN and the Food Network. Shane represents your class mixture of high achievement and generosity of spirit. Arietta Leica represents your class for your independence of mind and your personal courage. A local Staten Islander, her family originally from Albania, Arietta pounced on the liberal arts at Wagner, seeking a broad and deep education, and she chose to concentrate in English as well as government and politics. Early on, she decided to pursue a career as an investigative journalist. Independent, strong-willed, and courageous, Arietta found her way as an 18-year-old to spend a semester in Kosovo, a new republic wedged between Serbia, Albania, and Montenegro. She began reporting on political protests and reform in a place new to freedom of the press. On her return, she worked for Vice News and also the United Nations Women's Organization. This fall, Arietta was the 3rd consecutive Wagner student to be awarded the highly prestigious Fulbright Fellowship. She will study in Turkey. In addition, she received an admission to the master's program at Columbia University's School of Journalism, a rare admit for a student directly out of college. Her unbending commitment to fairness rests on her pursuit of the transparency necessary for an informed democratic citizenry. She represents the courage your class has displayed throughout the 4 years. Congratulations, Arietta. Here is a smattering, and it's just a smattering, otherwise we'd be here 7 hours because I'd love to name each one of you. But here's a smattering of notable examples of your class's academic achievements. Patrick Connolly, a microbiology major from Staten Island, and Karina Roinstead, a chemistry major from Brooklyn, were both accepted to the very prestigious Cornell University School of Veterinary Science, the top-rated vet school in the nation. While Kelly Kilpatrick from Marlborough, Massachusetts, and a biology major, will attend the Royal Veterinary College in London. Mona Metwali, a biology major from Staten Island, will attend dental school at NYU, and Sarah Salama, also a biology major from Staten Island, will attend dental school at the University of Maryland. Samantha Jensen from Ocean Gate, New Jersey, and Victoria Bangalis and Eric Anderson, all from Staten Island, will all attend the Doctor of Physical Therapy programs after graduation. And Colleen Withers from Maple Shade, New Jersey, a chemistry major and honor student, will attend the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine in the fall. Others will be attending PhD programs. Jessie Bashara from Brooklyn will matriculate at the New School in Neuropsychology. Caitlin Murtha from Fairfield, Connecticut in Molecular Biology at Baylor University. And Joseph Perchetti from Staten Island in Chemistry at Penn State. And Ashley Krause will either attend the University of New Hampshire for a PhD in economics or a master's in economics at the London School of Economics, or do both. Congratulations to Ashley. Several of you will be attending law school, notably Brenda Bott from Fountain Valley, California, Caitlin Leva from Rocky Point, New York, Megan Mendez from Export, Pennsylvania, Justin Bedard from Hempstead, New Hampshire, a business and economics double major with a 3.989 GPA, a member of Wagner's track and cross-country team who completed the New York City Marathon, will be attending law school at Emory University in Atlanta next fall. Across the disciplines, your class has distinguished itself with excellent achievements, such as Kendra Best of Metuchen, New Jersey, a psychology major, a member of the honors program, who co-authored a paper with Professor Jenkins on different forms of parenting, and Jackie Carteret from Media, Pennsylvania, consistently excelled in English and French while providing endless service to the campus community as a student ambassador and a member of the Women's Professional Network. And Ria Ulaj, who graduates with a perfect 4.0 in mathematics and computer science while working with local high school students as a democracy coach, teaching them how to advocate for positive institutional and social change. You've continued the excellence of our performing arts with the #1 college theater program in the nation. 4 of the theater graduate seniors are local students who performed in many main stage shows, such as leaving us with memories of a lifetime. Janine Bruin, Joe O'Malley, Taylor Baskin, and Josh Satil. Their classmate, Rebecca Barrett from Kamala, Hawaii, seemingly took on every job from performance to dialogue coach, demonstrating excellence and commitment in everything she did. Rebecca will be pursuing a master's degree. And Julia Weber from Worcester, Massachusetts, an arts administration major and dance minor, completed the honors program and will be joining the outstanding Mark Morris Dance Company in the future. In our music program, William Pegg of New York Mills, New York, is an award-winning composer who graduates with a 3.94 GPA. And one of our first film and media graduates, Megan Irving of Chicago, Illinois, took charge of social media interactions with the current and prospective students in her famous now Hawk Talk blog, which we're going to miss, while managing internships at Nickelodeon, Viacom, and iHeartMedia. In our highly ranked Evelyn Spiro School of Nursing, we graduate a large number of undergraduate, second degree, and graduate students. Ranked as one of the 19 nursing programs as a center of excellence out of about 1,000, Center of Excellence, the Evelyn Spiro School of Nursing is chock full of high-achieving students, none more representative than Michaela Lentz, an honor student from Waltonport, Pennsylvania, and a French minor. Like her fellow classmates, Michaela will begin her career as a health professional committed to patients and families. Michaela will be a trauma neurointensive care nurse for the Lehigh Valley Health Network. Just like her classmate, Emily Adams, a member of the All-Academic Northeast Conference and president of the Student Nurse Association, who will return home to her state of Georgia at Northside Hospital. Our our highly successful physician assistance program graduates also many outstanding young professionals. They distinguish themselves locally and abroad with their deep commitment to civic engagement. Our PAs provided critical primary care to indigenous mountain villages in Guatemala and in Belize, where Deborah Thorne, Melissa Phipps, and Daniela Felicia led programs for midwives. Thank you. The impressive record of our international students distinguishes your class. They are true leaders on our campus, playing highly significant leadership roles in many of our campus organizations and local civic engagement programs throughout New York City. Anthropology major Carla Acosta from Guanajuato, Mexico, interned in the office of Congressman Henry Cuellar in Washington, D.C., the Fundación Teletón in Cancun, Mexico, and Art in Tanzania program. Our neighbor, Staten Island civic partner El Centro de Emigrante, as part of our Port-Rich partnership, and the Children's Law Center on Staten Island. Carla is an active member of the Wagner Center for Intercultural Advancement. Congratulations to Carla. And Daniela Gutierrez de la Garza is from Durango, Mexico. She served as president of the college's Pre-Law Society and as an impact scholar, our student co-curricular organization, where students stay beyond in civic engagement projects, beyond just the courses they're taking, such as Wagner's Port-Rich partnership, which aligns the social assets of Wagner and our volunteers with the needs of our neighbors, mostly undocumented Mexicans and African Americans, who seek only greater opportunity in the kind hearts of new friends. Gabriella interns at Common Good, a nonprofit organization that seeks to increase political participation and civic dialogue. And Daniela represented Wagner before the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. recently. I have the privilege of being there. And she discussed her research about indigenous and often forgotten and voiceless population in Durango, Mexico. Congratulations, Gabriela. Many of you already are employed with major firms immediately following your graduation. A few examples. Carolina Silva from Benbrook Pines, Florida. An international affairs major with minors in German and economics. An honor student and founder and president of the Student Professional Association, Carolina will begin her career with Merrill Lynch. A number of you are entering the accounting field, like 3 of our members of the Wagner College NEC Championship Women's Lacrosse team, Gretchen Fay, Taylor Pastore, and Kimmy Tumolo. This dynamic trio will begin their careers with PricewaterhouseCoopers. And one in your class, Mark Fabian, an economics major from Seaside Park, New Jersey, will join the United States Marine Corps upon graduation. And other student athletes in your class have distinguished themselves, their teams, and the college. Connor McKiernan, a finance major in business from Willoughby, Ohio, completed the honors program while also captaining the NEC Championship Wagner men's golf team. He will join PricewaterhouseCoopers in Tampa, Florida after he graduates. For the 3rd straight year, the Wagner College women's water polo team won the Metro Atlantic Conference Championship, while also posting the highest team grade point average of any water polo team in the nation 4 straight years. They were led by the remarkable Jessica Lundgren, a business major from Queensland, Australia, and Megan Rodriguez, an accounting major from Danville, California, who graduates today with a 3.75 grade point average, and Megan will begin her professional career with Pacific Gas and Electric back home. This very special college is filled with so many achieving, so many civic-minded and generous personalities, such as Jenny Lowe, born in Bangkok, Thailand, now an American citizen, who served the campus as vice president of the Student Government Association, and Dwan Anderson, a fine athlete and leader of the men's basketball team, the very first basketball team to win a postseason game with their stunning road upset of nationally ranked St. Bonaventure in the NIT tournament. Congratulations, Dwan. Jessica Beepot, a music major who minored in chemistry, provided so much intelligence and strength as we all worked through the real meaning of intercultural competency at Wagner College. And Anna Tardy from Morristown, New Jersey, a finance and economics double major with a 3.98 grade point average and an honors program student who won so many awards for her superb achievements as a young emerging leader who carries herself with grace, generosity, and professionalism, like so many of you in this class. And two students who stand out as remarkable representatives of your class. They capture your best qualities and illustrate your potential as emerging young leaders needed for a world desperate for inclusive, democratic, and substantive leadership. Stephen Font-Toomer, an arts administration major from Erie, Pennsylvania, excelled as a key athlete on the Wagner's Division I football team. He also distinguished himself as a performer in Wagner's Sterling Theater program. Stefan was the founding member of the program called MOVE, Motivate, Overcome, Visualize, Excel, a program which connected predominantly varsity football team members, mostly African Americans, with minority adolescents from the most challenged neighborhoods on Staten Island. Originally collaborating with the nationally famous Olympic boxing trainer Teddy Atlas, who is now a familiar TV personality on ESPN, Stefan organized an intense mentoring program with those young men who are tragically lost in our society. First working in Teddy's boxing gyms and then beyond, Stefan and key members of the football team provided young teens with role models of successful college students at a time when few mentors and allies were available to them. Raised by an intelligent and proud mom, Stefan and his teammates gave hope to those who have little around them that says, "You matter." Stefan represents your class with the confidence, the will, and intelligence that helps a generation illuminate those hidden corners of our world and helps them swell with opportunity, self-determination, and fueled by those who refuse to let them fail. Thank you, Stefan. And finally, a young girl who was born in Islamabad, Pakistan, grew up determined to become a well-educated, independent, and kind woman. She fought against any number of gendered barriers, refusing to allow ideology or custom to limit her to stereotypes and subordination. She found her way to New York City and this little college where she was accepted, respected, and loved. Aliyah Noor graduates today as a member of your class and as a fellow alumna. She has mentored Port Richmond High School students in Wagner's High School Leadership Academy for students from families without any college history. Aliyah translated and consulted for the documentary film He Named Me Malala, based on the life of a young Pakistani girl who was shot in the face by the Taliban for simply wanting an education. Malala survived to become the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. Our Aliyah has served as chair of finance of the Muslim Sisters of Staten Island, received the Wagner College's Julia Barkita Award for Civic Engagement, interned at the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids, an accounting major. She'll return for a master's in accounting next year and then begin her professional career with PricewaterhouseCoopers. Her intention is to go back to Pakistan and stand for justice and truth there. She's a remarkable woman, represents those special qualities of your class of grit and resiliency. It has been so well demonstrated throughout this little biography of your class that I've given you so far. And you are so critical, all of you, in making and sustaining social change for a world built rather on justice and fairness and acceptance. Thank you for all you have done. Congratulations. You face a time of great challenges in our global economy, in our environment, in issues of justice and opportunity, and in issues of war and peace, in an age too often marked by hatred and terrorism, severe environmental stress, widening gulfs of wealth, literacy, and access to basic health care. Your generation is destined to usher in a new type of leadership where knowledge and empathy are joined to social responsibility and effective action. Don't shirk from this moment. It's your time to make this global community more open, more innovative, and more just. At Wagner, you have been prepared to meet the challenges of your time. Your personal biographies are intimately tied to the contours of this historical moment. Your values, your commitment are our treasures. You have my deepest affection, my best wishes, my deepest love, and I congratulate each of you and your families today. Congratulations. So this ceremony, as you know, has a certain ritual to it, and one of the things we want to do in your honor and also to mark this occasion, we want to honor three highly accomplished persons: Romi Cohn, Nadia Lopez, Brandon Stanton. Professor of Religious Studies Dr. Walter Cabell will call them forward and read the citation and present their award. I want you to listen carefully to these biographies. Each one of these people, like yourself, represents the best of what we can become. They've overcome either extreme circumstances and preserved their humanity. They've educated folks who've been forgotten, lost in society, and brought them forward because they believe in them. Or they've been able to represent the best of us through photography and the arts and the humanity we see in each other. So please pay attention. Dr. Campbell, please bring the first one forward.
Dr. Garassi, I present Romi Cohn for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Trustee Mark Leibovitz and faculty member Dr. Lori Weintraub will assist with placing the hood on the shoulders of Romi Cohn. Romi Cohn was born in Bratislava, Czechoslovakia in 1929. He was only 10 years old when, in 1938, the Germans invaded Czechoslovakia and began a mass deportation of Jews. World War II and the Holocaust were at hand. Although at first his family was granted an exception from deportation and Romi was allowed to stay in his country, the reprieve was brief. For as the war progressed, it became more and more dangerous to stay in Czechoslovakia, and young Romi, then 13, was smuggled across the border and into Hungary. But there would be no safety for the teenager. Unable to speak Hungarian, young Romi knew that merely opening his mouth would expose him as an illegal refugee. He settled in a small town and enrolled at a local Jewish school, where the headmaster was sympathetic to his plight. He continued his education until 1944, when Hungary formally joined the Axis, uniting with Nazi Germany. That country, too, began mass deportation of Jews. Romi returned home to Czechoslovakia, this time carrying forged Christian identification papers. Romi Cohn became an informal member of the underground, the resistance, and used his connections to help find housing for Jewish refugees and supply them with false but extremely realistic Christian identity papers, providing a refuge for refugees, giving them anonymity and safety. Eventually, however, Cohn was arrested on suspicion of carrying false documents. After a daring escape, he fled to the mountains, and with that, a great turning point in Romi's life was at hand. He would soon join the armed Jewish freedom fighters, the partisans who frequently hid in the mountains. Day in, day out, the partisans fought the Germans, sabotaging their military operations and disrupting their supply lines. The partisans also liberated many Jews from the ghettos, thereby preventing their deportation to concentration camps. By the time Romi joined the partisans, the Germans were already in retreat. His brigade drove them further and further westward, all the while capturing and interrogating Nazi officers. When Hungary was liberated by the Allies, Cohn returned to Czechoslovakia. There, he later received a number of medals for his service with the resistance fighters. Those honors include the prestigious Silver Star of the International Partisans, an honor shared by very few others. After the war, Cohn immigrated to the United States, and since 1976, he and his wife have divided their time between Staten Island and Brooklyn. Romi Cohn's autobiography, The Youngest Partisan, a young boy who fought the Nazis, was published in 2002. Although Cohn was originally against the idea of such a book, believing it to be self-serving, the alarming rise of people, even nations around the world, that deny the very occurrence of the Holocaust provided motivation for Romi to share his story. And so, Romi Cohn, in recognition of your courage in standing tall against oppression and tyranny, we honor you here today as you honor us by your presence on this stage at Wagner College.
I'm going to go off script here for a second. In Romi's book, something remarkable happens in the first chapter. And this is part of his life. After he got back to Bratislava, what was then Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, he was hoping to search that he thought he knew his mother and sister was killed. He knew one sister was saved. He was searching for his father, who was in a concentration camp. And he knew that there was a very slight chance his father would have survived. He used to go to the train station in Bratislava, a train station I have been to, and wait to see if any of the survivors coming back would be his father. Day after day after day after day, no father. So he had given up hope on this last day. And he was with a friend, and they saw this figure come off the train who was totally emaciated, the worst they'd ever seen. He said to his friend, "We've seen survivors, but none looking this bad." And as they walked by that person, he heard his name called, and that person was his father.
President Garachi, Dr. Garachi, Provost McNear, distinguished honorees, guests, faculty, and the class of 2016. May I begin by expressing my humble gratitude for the honor bestowed upon me. I am proud to stand in the ranks of the noble men and women who have been similarly honored for their effort to make the world a better place. I am also proud to stand in the ranks with talented and accomplished men and women seated here today. Each ready to receive the degree and recognition of the years of hard work and labor. You must not take for gratitude the opportunity to have received a quality education. Having spent my formative years in a generation, the society ravaged by turmoil and war, I was deprived of that formal higher education. We limited to 5 classes, elementary. With this degree in my hand, having been embraced by the college, I feel as though a void in my life has been filled. I would like to reciprocate with an agenda. A world begun in a generation marked by prejudice, hate, skewed by one man and regime that escalated the Holocaust and saw the inhalation of 6 million innocent souls. With the grace of God, I was fortunate to escape the angel of death many times, and I used my good fortune to save, defend the lives of others. As a survivor, I made my responsibility to keep the events of history alive in the minds of subsequent generations. Awareness of the evil of that time will show us the depth of moral weaknesses to which mankind can sink. But as the case passes, there are fewer and fewer survivors who keep memories of that area alive. But they must be kept alive so that you and your children and your grandchildren can thrive in a world of peace and harmony. To that end, I invite you into my world with a mandate that has taken root to the efforts of visionaries such as Wagner College professor Laurie Weinstock and the members of Board of City of Society. I refer to the establishment of a Patna Holocaust Center and Wagner College campus, whose stated mission to inform, inspire, awake future generations to the unification of anti-racism. I am warned and encouraged by this project. I'm proud to be affiliated with such a sincere and realistic faculty. I urge each and every one member of the Wagner College community, students, alumni, to facilitate the city in this endeavor. To use our education training response to eradicate prejudice and hate, learn from the past, and keep the memory alive. And by so doing, will be the strong foundation of a better future. Thank you, may from be strength to strength, and God all bless you.
Such a good man. Such a good man. I got so wrapped up in that, I forgot to read the actual investiture, so give me a second here. With the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College and the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you, Romi Cohn, the degree of honor, Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and thereby declare that your name forever be inscribed in the roll of Wagner College's most esteemed alumni. Congratulations.
President Gerasi, I present Nadia Lopez for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Trustees Rick Moran and Maureen Robinson will assist with placing the hood on the shoulders of Nadia Lopez.
Thank you. It's a little housekeeping here.
As you will soon discover, there is a wonderful, a truly inspiring connection between our next two honorees, Nadia Lopez and Brandon Stanton. We honor first one of our own, Nadia Lopez. Nadia grew up over the bridge in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, the only child of a Guatemalan woman who worked as a nursing assistant and a man from Honduras who worked as a photographer. Although her parents were far from wealthy, they felt that a good education was essential for Nadia. And so it came to pass that Nadia earned her bachelor's degree in nursing from Wagner College in 1998. After her daughter was born in 2001, however, Nadia was drawn to teaching. Encouraged by the nursing faculty at Wagner and with the help of 2 fellow Wagner graduates, Nadia Lopez became a teacher through the NYC Teaching Fellows program. Eventually, the Wagner alum earned her master's degree in education from Long Island University. Then, fulfilling her dream of bringing quality education to young men and women from underprivileged neighborhoods, Nadia Lopez founded and became the principal of Mott Hall Bridges Academy, a public middle school in Brownsville, Brooklyn. The academy is located in one of the roughest and poorest areas of the city. In fact, virtually every student who attends her academy lives below the poverty line. Nonetheless, Mott Hall Bridges Academy, with just over 200 students in grades 6 through 8, continues to inspire those students with a quality curriculum focused on science, technology, engineering, math, and art. As Lopez explains, quote, "I wanted to create a learning institution that shows our scholars why they matter and why they too can become successful. For me, it is a labor of love." Because most of the students at the academy have never been out of Brownsville neighborhoods, Nadia Lopez began to include in her curriculum regular visits to local colleges so that her students might become aware of pathways to a more promising future. It is in this context that the story of Nadia Lopez takes a surprising and wonderful turn as her life intersects with the life of our next honoree, Brandon Stanton, founder of the popular blog Humans of New York. It happened this way. While walking through Brownsville one day, taking photographs and interviewing New Yorkers, Brandon Stanton came upon 13-year-old Vidal Chastanet. When asked who in his life had inspired him the most, the young Vidal surprisingly replied that it was his principal at Mott Hall Bridges Academy, Nadia Lopez. After interviewing Chastanet, Stanton featured Lopez and her staff on his blog. He and Lopez met and spoke of what Nadia wanted to do for her students. They then began an online fundraising campaign for the school with the goal of taking Nadia's 6th graders on a trip to Harvard University, showing them what could be possible. The readers of Stanton's blog were so moved that the campaign not only met its goal of raising $100,000, but moreover, within 2 months, the campaign actually raised $1.4 million from more than 51 donors. And with that, Mott Hall Bridges Academy and Nadia Lopez became national emblems of hope and promise. Money not used for that trip will go toward paying for future trips to colleges, and $700,000 has created a scholarship fund available to Academy graduates. With her well-deserved popularity came equally well-deserved recognition. Nadia was asked to speak at the Harvard Global Initiative Conference. She was also named one of only 8 American finalists for the very prestigious Global Teachers Prize. She has been featured on The Ellen Show. She has been featured in the New York Times. She was, in fact, invited to the White House to meet President Obama. It has been a wonderful journey thus far for Nadia Lopez, and we here at Wagner College are very proud indeed to have been a part of that journey. Congratulations, Nadia, and a very heartfelt thank you from us all.
Let me just read this. With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College and the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you, Nadia Lopez, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and thereby declare that your name forever be inscribed for a second time on the roll of Wagner College's most esteemed alumni. Congratulations, Nadia.
Good morning. I'm the principal. Good morning. Thank you so much, President Gerasi, and the entire staff, invited guests, fellow honorees, parents, and of course, all of the family members, friends, and the class of 2016. I didn't really write anything. I wanted to just take in this moment because I wanted what I wanted to say to be authentic. And I wanted to be part of what I've been listening in terms of all of the great and dynamic work that's happening here at Wagner. I always thank God for opportunities like this and the blessing of just standing here. I remember my senior year being in high school. I'd never really heard about Wagner College. I'd never visited Staten Island much. But it took one, I'm from Brooklyn. I kind of stayed on the Brooklyn side, but it took one visit, and I felt like I was home. And I had convinced myself that I would be a graduate of this school. But I didn't know how I would get here because in my junior year of high school, I literally went from a 90 average student to a 65 average student, having failed 3 classes. And it wasn't because I didn't care. The actuality was that I was going through what sometimes adolescents go through. My parents had separated a couple of years earlier, and I was having a tough time. And so the kid who did exceptionally well in class before, inside I felt like I was becoming invisible. And I guess by trying to fail, I wanted someone to ask me what was wrong. I wanted someone to care. I wanted someone to just say, I'm here for you, and to listen. But no one did. And it took one teacher, my high school US history teacher, Mr. Pearson, and I think I was probably by February or March, he realized that I would answer all the questions in class, and I knew so much about US history, but I would never do his work. And it was something about the conversation that we had that I literally fell in his arms and I started to cry, and I said to him, I'm just having a hard time and no one's listening. No one's been paying attention. And it was in that conversation that Mr. Pearson said to me, well, I think we should get your mom in here, and I think we should have a conversation, but you should never feel like you were alone. Fast forward my senior year of high school, I had to figure out how was I going to convince that missions officer here that I was worth taking a shot on. And I said to him, the only thing I have is my story. That my mother was from Guatemala and my father was from Honduras, and they didn't have a formal education. But I was willing to be the best graduate that they would ever have at Wagner College. I promised him that. Just give me one chance. And I would be here, I would study, and I would work hard because I had done it before. And I guess he was convinced. And I got here. And they actually gave me some funding because at that time, my mother was a nurse's assistant, which is why I went into nursing, because she always told me, I don't want you to be the one who has to take orders like me. I want you to be the one who has the white outfit on and stand with pride, because I worked too hard for you to be second class. So part of me stayed in the nursing program as long as I did and worked extremely hard. Shout out to the nursing department. With the help of Professor Trapello, who was sassy when she came here, and she's still sassy, and Professor Tooker and Professor Ahern, Dr. Bakita, and everyone else in the nursing department. That was just amazing. They pushed me through, and I understood that holistic teaching and learning was the only way that you could thrive in this world. And so I learned the basis of that, but in my heart, I knew that I did not want to be a nurse, but I knew I would touch the lives of so many, and I didn't really know how. So like many of you sitting here on the day of graduation, I didn't know what I was gonna do. And I didn't know how I was gonna break my mother's heart and tell her that I did not want to be a nurse. But I knew that she had instilled in me that I had to follow my passion and I had to be something great. So with great honor and pride, I gave her her degree. And I said, I have to follow my heart. But somehow I ended up at Verizon, the phone company, and she was not convinced that that was me following my heart. To be honest, I was just trying to follow the paycheck while I figured out my heart. And so it wasn't until I had my own daughter, Sine, that I realized that I wanted to be the very thing that had changed my life, which is an educator. And I followed along that line, and I went into becoming a teaching fellow, and I became a special education teacher, which allowed me to somehow use my nursing skills and be the person who listens to children and not just look at a diagnosis, but understand what they're really feeling and thinking. And so fast forward, I became the principal in a community that often people don't respect. I'm the principal of children who have become invisible, that people don't listen to their needs and the fact that they went hungry the night before, or they don't have the money to sustain a family, or they just can't read and write because no one has taught them those lessons because of the schools that have failed them, the adults who are around them who haven't cared. And so what I do is I do like what I've learned here at Wagner. I've created a second home. I've created a space where children are honored. Being here at Wagner, I remember being a resident assistant of D1 and Towers. I'm a little biased. It's one of the livest dorms on campus. But I loved every minute of it. I love being a resident assistant. I've learned so many lessons. And now that I am a principal, I get to bring my scholars, my graduates, in grades 9, 10, and 11th grade. We came here 3 weeks ago, and it was one of the proudest moments I've had. It wasn't about going to Harvard. It wasn't about them going to Yale. It was coming back to the very place that I had earned my bachelor's, coming back to the very place that made me feel like I truly did matter. So I say this to the graduates. You may not know what you want to do right now, and some of you may have a clear idea. Be like the humans of New York. Take care of one another, take care of this world, be something great. Deposit something to help humanity. To the family members and friends who are here, their journey is not over. You have to continue to be their champions. They may make decisions, they may change their minds, but something great is lying ahead, and you have to encourage them to follow their passions. I am a proud Seahawk. And I owe it to so many of you who are on the stage, so many of you who are in the audience. I get to say thank you to my mother who has given me life. Thank you for always coming here with a check to pay for those registration fees and those nursing books. And to my cousin who stepped in as that father figure who would help me unload and load and unload and load. I thank you because you two were my village. I hope you all enjoy this moment. Take it in, love it. And when you have the chance to come back and stand on this stage, be grateful. Thank you.
Dr. Garassi, I present Brandon Stanton for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Trustees Warren Prochi and Diane Powers will assist with placing the hood on the shoulders of Brandon Stanton. Brandon Stanton has become a nationally celebrated phenomenon. As founder of the incredibly popular Humans of New York blog, Stanton has endeared himself to millions of Americans. In fact, as of January 2016, the young man has well over 17 million likes on Facebook and around 4.5 million followers on Instagram. Since 2010, Brandon Stanton, armed with his trusty camera, has created hundreds of portraits of ordinary people living and working primarily in New York City. These often inspirational photos are more and more accompanied by short conversations with his subjects, shedding light on their lives, their struggles, and their hopes. Brandon grew up in Marietta, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta. After majoring in history at the University of Georgia, he headed to Chicago, where he worked for a time trading bonds with a well-known firm. Then, in 2010, Brandon's life changed dramatically. He bought a camera and started taking photographs in downtown Chicago on the weekends. When he lost his job as a trader of bonds, he decided to pursue photography full-time. Things began to move quickly, more quickly than Brandon could have anticipated. Because of its well-known diversity, Brandon decided to move to New York City to capture on film the kaleidoscopic panoply of persons in the Big Apple. He set out to photograph 10,000 New Yorkers and to plot their portraits on a map of the city. Eventually, his photographs were shifted to the Facebook page entitled Humans of New York. He soon began adding captions and quotes to his photographs. Eventually, the quotes evolved into short but often poignant interviews. Stanton's first book, Humans of New York, was published in October of 2013. Even before the book's released, he was interviewed by Bill Ware for a segment on ABC News. The book went to the top of the charts on the New York Times nonfiction bestsellers list in November of 2013. The book remained on the list for 26 weeks, again reaching the #1 position in December of 2014. In December of 2013, Brandon Stanton was named one of Time magazine's 30 people under 30 that were changing the world. In August of 2014, Stanton's inspiring ride continued as he traveled to the Middle East to photograph people of the region as part of a 50-day trip through 10 countries under the auspices of the United Nations. Then in January of 2015, Stanton was invited to the Oval Office to interview President Barack Obama. It was also in January of 2015, as he was out photographing those Humans of New York, that Brandon had a serendipitous encounter with 13-year-old Vidal Chastanet, the young man who attended Mott Hall Bridges Academy in Brownsville, Brooklyn. That meeting and that interview, of course, led Brandon Stanton to the Academy and to his meeting with its principal, Nadia Lopez. And that meeting, as we now know, led to one of Stanton's most celebrated blogs and the fundraising campaign that raised $1.4 million and made possible the Academy trip to Harvard and a very generous scholarship fund for Mott Hall scholars. It was young Vidal Chastanet that made possible that first meeting between Nadia Lopez and Brandon Stanton. And it is now Wagner College that has the honor and the privilege of again bringing together these two remarkable people. Thank you, Brandon Stanton. You honor us with your presence here today.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College and the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you, Brandon Stanton, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, and forever be remembered in the halls of fame of Wagner College alumni. Congratulations.
Damn it, Nadia. She head faked me before this thing. We're in line. I go, Nadia, I don't want to speak after you. I've seen her speak 6 times. And she goes, they didn't even tell me I was speaking. I don't have anything prepared. It's not going to be anything. And she comes. Okay. So my story starts 5 years ago when I lost my job. I was working as a bond trader in Chicago, and it became apparent that things were going very poorly. It became apparent that I was going to get fired. It's a good crowd. And that thought just terrified me. It just terrified me because I had had a really roundabout way to get to where I was. I had flunked out of the University of Georgia. Yeah? Go Dogs. I went and lived in my grandparents' basement and took the public transportation to community college and worked at Applebee's and got my grades back up. Then went back to University of Georgia, did well. And then I got this great job out of college. I was a history major. I just kind of fell into it. I had a friend that was like a finance genius, and he'd gone to a great school, got this great job, and he told me he could get me an interview. And I got the job, and I was so excited about having that job because I got to go back to the same family members that I had to sheepishly kind of look in the face when I flunked out of college and told them that I didn't really have anything going for me and I didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. You know, I got to go back to those same family members and tell them I had this exciting job in Chicago. I was relative value trading in fixed income securities. Easier than it sounds, believe it or not. And all of that was going to be taken from me. And I was terrified. I think I was still feeling so much shame for having kind of hit rock bottom. And I was running from that so hard that the thought of losing that prestige terrified me. And so for 2 years, I obsessed over this job. It was all I thought about. I could be in the front row of my favorite band, and I would still be thinking, what are markets going to do Monday morning? How am I going to turn this around? How am I going to keep this job? And then on the day that I lost my job, it was surprisingly a great day. I took a walk that day. When this terrifying thing happened to me, I took a walk afterwards, and I noticed something. I noticed that all of these thoughts and all of this energy that I had put into trying to keep that job, I could now direct towards anything that I wanted to do. All of this all of this thought that I put towards prestige, all of this energy that I'd put into having something that I could be proud to tell my parents about and my family about, something that sounded prestigious, all that energy that I had put into clinging to that, I could now direct in any direction that I wanted to and do something for no other reason than because I enjoyed doing it. And I made a decision on that day that has absolutely transformed my life. I said, I spent the last 2 years trying to make money, and I had a narrative I was telling myself. I told myself, I don't overly care about money, but I'm going to make my money first. I'm going to get some security, I'm going to get a buffer, and then I'm going to pivot. And I'm going to do what I really want to do. But at the end of 2 years, I'd lost my job, and I looked back, and I had no money. I had no money, and I lost 2 years of time. Not just time where my physical body was in an office that I was doing because it was prestigious, but 2 years where I lost my thoughts to something that I was doing because it was prestigious. And I realized that no amount of money that I could have made during those 2 years could have ever bought that time back. Time is the most valuable resource that you have. Time. It's the one thing that money cannot buy. Yet we spend our time, we fill our time trying to accumulate resources that are far less valuable. Money's just one of them. Prestige is another. Prestige is in extra lines on your transcript, extra lines on your resume, extra things you can tell your family members that you think will impress them. And I made a decision that I'm going to spend the foreseeable future, this next phase of my life, trying to make just enough money to where I controlled my time. And at the time, what I loved to do was photograph. And I'd only been photographing for a few months. One of the great parts about Humans of New York is that it's existed 6 years, and I took my first photograph about 6 years ago. I moved to New York with the idea that I was going to photograph 10,000 people on the streets and plot their photos on a map. That was my vague idea of how I was going to make this work. I think I thought that, if I could orient my photography in such a way that it was interesting and captivating to other people, I could draw attention to my work and maybe build up enough of a name for myself that I could sell prints and pay just to do it all day long. That was my initial idea. And if there's one thing I want you guys to notice who follow Humans of New York, it's nothing like that today. The Humans of New York that I moved to New York with absolutely nothing. When I say absolutely nothing, I mean nothing. I had 2 suitcases. I didn't know anybody here. I lived in Bedford-Stuyvesant in a sublease with 3 other people I did not know. I slept on a mattress in the middle of the floor of a bedroom, nothing on the walls, no furniture. I didn't go out, didn't go to restaurants, didn't go to concerts, didn't socialize. I did nothing but photograph because that was my dedication to myself, that I was going to figure out a way to do what I loved all day long. And I want you to notice all that risk. Everything that I risked was on a project that looks nothing like what later became successful. For those of you who know Humans of New York isn't even really about photography anymore. The photography is secondary. There's no map. There's not 10,000 portraits on a map. Humans of New York is a series of deep interviews that I do with strangers on the street. How did I come up with that idea? By getting out there and working every single day. By photographing every single day. I learned that a picture of a person was more interesting than one without a person. A portrait of a stranger was even more interesting. If I added a quote, it was even more interesting. If the quote got longer, it was even more interesting. And if I spent 45 minutes to an hour with this person, I could learn things about their lives that they had never told anybody in their life. And that was the idea that led to 2 #1 New York Times best-selling books, 20 million followers, all the things that they said before I got on stage. I didn't mean for that to be funny. If I had waited for that idea, I would never have started. It didn't start with a perfectly formed idea. It started with a commitment to myself that I was going to find a way to do what I loved all day long. So you cannot wait for the perfect idea before you begin. If you're writing in your journal, if you're sketching out notes, if you're writing in the margins of your calendar for your business idea, your book idea, the idea for your band, that thing you really want to do. And you're planning and planning and planning and waiting until that idea is perfect, until it's risk-free, until you have no chance of failing and being laughed at by your friends and your family and losing some of that prestige. If you're waiting for the moment that the idea is perfect, it will never happen. You must start before you're ready. You must begin the thing that you dream about doing before you are ready to do it, and you must trust that you will become who you need to be, and your idea will become what it needs to be along the way. Congratulations, and thanks for having me.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees please rise? President Garasi, I have the honor to present to you for investment the candidates for the bachelor's degree awarded by Wagner College.
Before I formally vest you, let me give you a sense of how this works. You stand, I confer the bachelor's. Unfortunately, you sit down. Then we bring forward the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science. Then we have our two wonderful student speakers representing your class, Rosa Taylor and Kadijah Singleton, who will speak. Then you think, okay, we're on our way to some kind of glorious lunch with your families. No. We have the graduate students then to confer degrees on. They're waiting with their families. And then we invest you into the Alumni Association by the head of our Alumni Association, Beth Cruz, one of our wonderful alums. And then some closing remarks. We proceed out, we march out, and as we march out, the faculty and the administration form sort of a line for you as you walk out so we can say one last goodbye. And then for all the families and folks who are here at the very back of the other side of this tent, we have a wonderful reception for all of you. So let's begin. With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College, and in accordance with the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you the bachelor's degree for which you have qualified, and therefore welcome you to the community of educated men and women who extend to you our hopes and wishes for continued success. Will Dr. McNair now call them forward?
Will the degree recipients please be seated? You'll be called up row by row by our faculty marshals. I now have the honor to present individually those just awarded their undergraduate degrees. The audience is requested to wait until all bachelor degree recipients have received their diplomas before applauding. Carla Acosta Serna. Ashley N. Alioto. Kayla N. Dickey, cum laude. Aisha Rahil. Christian Daniel Alvarez. Dewan Anthony Anderson. Stephanie N. Angeli, summa cum laude. John T. Obel. Matthew N. Barnett. Rebecca Elizabeth Barrett. Magna cum laude. Bobby Baricella. Emma Marielle Bartlett, magna cum laude. Taylor Baskin. Janine Susan Bednars. Jessica Ann Marie Beepot. John Bertoletti. Nicole R. Berger. Jessie Marie Bishara, magna cum laude. Kendra Lorene Best, cum laude. James Scott Bodeker, magna cum laude. Brenda J. Bott. Noah Bridgestock. Natalie Briere, cum laude. Janine Bruin, summa cum laude. Jacqueline E. Cataret, cum laude. Rose Campbell. Danielle N. Cantorino. Stephen J. Kappas. Sarah Elizabeth Capiello, summa cum laude. Robert J. Kingston. Dylan Patrick Kleiss. Ashley Michaela Kraus, summa cum laude. Arietta Leitka, cum laude. Ariana Rose Palmieri, magna cum laude. Caitlin Leva. Jennifer Elizabeth Lowe, cum laude. Christy Ann Long, cum laude. Alexandra Lopiccolo. Melissa A. Maltez, cum laude. Michael Joseph Rucci. Marina Rule Valdiviso. Marina Elena Rumayor, cum laude. Abigail E. Cream, summa cum laude. Erica Curry. Tatiana Imaldi Diesla. Mark Patrick Fabian. Caitlin Marie Ferraro. Serena Figueres, magna cum laude. Anya Nitko. Adam Benjamin Goldenberg. Daniela Gutierrez. Denisha Green. Jasmine Barbara Nicole Hamlet. Shane Matthew Hantman. Caitlin Mary Hattem. Orazio R. Inacone. Shane Michael Indeglia, magna cum laude. Megan A. Irving. Nikitas Pacifico Janios. Christopher J. Jarima, magna cum laude. Alyssa M. Jenkins, cum laude. Craig Jerry Kerr, cum laude. Rashawn Pleasant. Victoria Puza. Jonathan Dylan Quigley. Madison Rose Racy. Rico Razul. Alec Rice, cum laude. Tyler Roberts, cum laude. Tony Ann Sabia. Maria Salerno, magna cum laude. Victoria Salvatierra, cum laude. Paul Thomas Schloder, cum laude. Eric E. Schmoyer. Danielle Nicole Sindian. Loriana Danielle Rosado. Bailey Marie Shada. Mackenzie Shea, magna cum laude. Gina M. Shea. Carolina Silva, magna cum laude. Joshua J. Sotil, cum laude. Jessica Catanzaro, cum laude. Jake Tyler Marks. Ellis Nance Mays. Courtney McGowan, cum laude. Madeline Ray McKnight, magna cum laude. Cameron Deborah McCollin, cum laude. Alexandra K. Pagano, summa cum laude. Khalid Mekki. Megan Rose Mendez, cum laude. Nicholas J. Miscatatis. Joseph Nicoletto. Joseph Patrick O'Malley. Ryan Scott Owens. William J. Pegg, summa cum laude. Amanda Christine Perez, summa cum laude. Anthony Richard Perfidio. Noah J. Perito. Anne Marie Studinsky, cum laude. Kelly Swint, magna cum laude. Alyssa M. Thompson, summa cum laude. Amelia Twarek. Taylor Hope Varvara. Dina Varvaris. Megan Vigliona, cum laude. Audra Lane Viniotis, summa cum laude. Nina J. Weber. Jennifer Allison Wheel, cum laude. Nicholas Woodman, magna cum laude. Christopher Zika. Recipients of the Bachelor of Science degree. Rose M. Elsa Donnie. Shane Michael Erder. Emily Michelle Bofaso, summa cum laude. Kyle David Allen. Christina Marie Baglivo, cum laude. Grace Ambio. Eric J. Anderson, magna cum laude. Matthew Apollonio. John Apaya. Chris Andrews. Rebecca Joanne Aubrey. Anne Attardi, summa cum laude. Alexandra Mary Ayub. Alexandra Detoli. Nicole Detoli. Nazir K. Barnett. Sean Barnes. Molly R. Barson, magna cum laude. William J. Battaglia. Justin Franklin Bedard, summa cum laude. Shannon Bly, magna cum laude. Victoria Lynn Bongales, cum laude. Elena Cara Bontales. Robert J. Bovaso III. Jordan A. Peck. Jesse Pimpinella. Lindsay Dorothy Annenson. Emily Marie Adams, magna cum laude. Joseph V. Agro. Ilana Oxenov. Melina Alasha. Lauren Michelle Alessandro. Catherine Alger. Alexa A. Aliberti, magna cum laude. Michelle M. Aliseo. Alexis Mina Breest. Bruce Brittingham. Madeline Elizabeth Brown. David E. Burgos. Wyatt Burnett. Kathleen Ann Calvez. Brianna Rose Cancel. Lisa Marie Capelli. Marissa Elizabeth Caponia. Victoria Annette Corrido. James Catalano, cum laude. Emma Elizabeth Konitsky, cum laude. Johanna Conrad, cum laude. Matthew E. Krause. Kendall Leanne Culper, summa cum laude. Cara A. Lacoste, cum laude. Jenna Lee Cornetto. Emma Jean Cronin. Ashley Rose Cuoco. Victoria David. Daniela Nicole Davis. John Duncan DeFino. Jolene K. DeLucci. John Paul Dempsey, cum laude. Joseph Dorenzo. Michelle Anna Detka, magna cum laude. Paul Robert Davida. Sangeetha Dam. Joseph Didana. Katie L. Dion, cum laude. Matthew R. DeVolo. Lily E. Dorfler, magna cum laude. Sarah Catherine Dyden, cum laude. Nicole Eckstein. Francesca Antonella Cantanzariti. Amanda Rose Cazalet. Vincent D. Sircosta. Kate L. Comiskey, magna cum laude. Emily Chick, cum laude. Jessica Condi, magna cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Fitzgerald, cum laude. Gretchen E. Fay. Alyssa A. Esposito, cum laude. John W. Fitzpatrick. Amanda R. Fugel, cum laude. Monica Gadd. Jacqueline Alexa Gandelman, magna cum laude. Eduardo Jose Garcia. Shay Gagan. Aisha Gafar, cum laude. Anthony Gonzalez, cum laude. Sean Gray. Leah Catherine Hainline. Edwin A. Guerrero. Najee M. Harris. Jenna Helene Harris, cum laude. Michael James Henry. Evelyn S. Macarino. Gabrielle Sally Langella. Michael Migliorisi. Megan E. Moore, magna cum laude. Darius O. Moulton. Megan Catherine Murphy. Meredith Ann Murphy. Patrick J. Murphy. Caitlin Murtha, cum laude. Candace Naomi Hevia. Danielle Rose Ayacampo. Shelby Morgan Haney. Taylor Christine Krantz, cum laude. Olivia Lee Iacono, summa cum laude. Marissa Iacona, magna cum laude. Kelsey L. Hopland, summa cum laude. Clara Irizarry. Samantha Jensen, cum laude. Skylar S. Johnson. Devin Jones. Stefan Font Toomer. Elena A. Katsanos. Kelly Lynn Kilpatrick, cum laude. Brandon J. Kosorik, cum laude. Julia Colbert. Melissa DiTomaso. Marguerite Viola Langwood, magna cum laude. Michaela Lenz, cum laude. Megan Leota. Gabriella Rose Levin. Evangelos Livanos. Stephanie Lombardo, cum laude. Amanda Lucia. Allison Ann Lukey, magna cum laude. Jessica Lee Lundgren, cum laude. Leslie Kendra Lynn. Noel P. Mertz. Riley Tomlinson Magner, magna cum laude. Aaron K. Malone. Allison P. Marchand, cum laude. Matthew N. Mason. Ann Matsangos. Rosemary Nadeau. Philip J. Nikase. Shelby L. Nielsen. Aliyah Noor.
I'm sorry. Good luck.
Juliana Ohanian. Fidel O. Okoya. Megan N. Rodriguez, cum laude. Devin Elizabeth Romano, magna cum laude. Joseph Romano. Peter Romano. Sarah Salama, cum laude. Corinne Rondina. Paul A. Srocco, summa cum laude. Shannon E. Schnell. Haley N. Simo. Jennifer Susan Shema, cum laude. Ryan McEnough. Krista McDevitt, magna cum laude. Emma McElwee, cum laude.
McGann.
Brittany Nicole McGann. Victoria J. McGrath.
McInerney.
Megan McInerney. Connor G. McKiernan, magna cum laude. William McMenamin, cum laude. Patrick W. McMenamin, magna cum laude. Jessica Mendelson, cum laude. Nicole G. Minona, magna cum laude. Michael Bernard Mentor. Mona Metwali. Stephanie Nicole Onoroto, summa cum laude. Bruce Pillai. Hillary Palmason, cum laude. Kunchuk Palmo. Paul Michael Pasantino. Taylor Marie Pastori, cum laude. Amanda Rose Pavia, cum laude. Olivia Pavis. Samantha R. Peckham, cum laude. Nicole C. Peduto. Joseph R. Persichetti, magna cum laude. Stephanie Ann Peterson. Jacqueline A. Pharmakidis. Joseph Jesse Prochi. Danielle Pugash. Margaret Jean Shaw. Kadijah M. Singleton, cum laude. Kieran William M. Smith. Stephanie Summers. Amy Steinberg. Brianna Stevens. Megan Joan Sullivan, cum laude. Brittany Nicole Sullivan, cum laude. Samantha E. Surian, cum laude. Stephanie Sutor. Tyler A. Wilcox. Elisa Youssef. Alyssa Willard. Colleen N. Withers, summa cum laude. Karen M. Quigley. Maria Randazzo. Veronica Mary Rayo. Mary Teresa Wade. Susan Hannah Ronis. Courtney Raposa. Ashley Rios. Crystal Rivera, cum laude. Brielle Taylor Rizzuti, cum laude. Victoria Rhoda. John F. Rodriguez. Karina Roynestead, summa cum laude. Patrick J. Connolly, summa cum laude. Aaron Turek, cum laude. Daniel Joseph Valencia. Megan Lynn Weber. Kyle Paul Venturi. Alexa Faye Viniotis, summa cum laude. Christina Marie Ward. Stephen Michael Waters, cum laude. Julia King Weber, summa cum laude. Amanda Rose Weinberg. Samira Taganovic. Rosa Taylor, summa cum laude. Alexa Elizabeth Tedeschi, cum laude. Benjamin Tinkoff. Lauren M. Tempesta. Nicole Tom. Daniel Tierney. Gabrielle Tricorico, magna cum laude. Nicole Trubish. Alexis Christine Truxillo. Kimberly Ann Tumolo. Matthew P. Timon, cum laude. Rhea Ulaj, summa cum laude. Please honor all the bachelor's degree awardees with your applause.
I now have the privilege of introducing our two student speakers, Kadijah Singleton and Rosa Taylor. Kadijah Singleton is this year's commencement speaker. She was selected through an intense application process, and Kadijah comes to us from Rexford in upstate New York in the Albany area. And Rosa Taylor is this year's winner of the Dr. Donald Stiro Award for the best academic achievement overall. Rosa comes to us from Morpeth in the Northumberland section of the United Kingdom. So Kadijah and Rosa, you're on.
President Garassi, our Board of Trustees, our dedicated administration, and our amazing faculty, I would like to thank you for everything you do and for making this day possible. To the friends and family of our graduating seniors, welcome one last time to Wagner. And to the class of 2016, my classmates, my friends, congratulations. I now have to do a little improv because my next paragraph was about how my parents couldn't be here today because of the Atlantic Ocean, but they surprised me last night and they are here. So they ruined my speech a little bit, but that's okay. I guess I'll just... my parents always taught me that love and happiness and life are more important than money and things, and I think they kind of proved that by being here for me today. So thank you guys, I love you. I also want to say thank you to my second family, the Bakers, who teach me how important generosity and selflessness is. I love you guys too. Thank you. Okay. So, as you may have gathered, I'm not from around these parts, but my pet peeve is when people in America hear a British accent and assume that I'm from London, which happens all the time. I actually grew up in a small countryside town 6 hours north of London, so I've spent more of my life stuck driving 10 miles an hour behind a tractor than I've spent in London. Where I'm from is very important to me, which is why I get so defensive about this common mistake. But something else that's very important to me is where I am now. I transferred to Wagner as a junior, a feat that was very intimidating, but this campus and the community that comes with it welcomed me with open arms and allowed me to cram a fulfilling, exciting, incredible college experience into just 2 years. I was given countless opportunities to engage and to contribute, to mean something on this campus. Some of you may just know me as the girl with the British accent, but others know me as a resident assistant, as a sister of AOPI, as a member of Wagner College Theatre, or just the girl who contributed way too much in that class we took together. Whatever it is, the point is that at Wagner, you might start out as a nobody, but you can end up as so much more. Your contributions all counted. In the class of 2016, I see so many people who are known all over campus for their strengths and their talents and their hard work. And to me, that's what it means to be a Wagner student. I recently read a caption on a Humans of Wagner picture that really stuck with me. It said, "My biggest fear is leaving this group of people and this community because I really don't know what's going to happen after that." And I think that's probably pretty representative of how a lot of us are feeling right now. I connected with that post because I'm so happy and comfortable here that I don't want to leave. But I remind myself that I was also comfortable in my small British countryside town. It was scary to leave, but on the other side of that fear, I found adventures I never would have experienced if I had played it safe. I told myself this over and over again during the quarter-life crisis I've been having as graduation loomed over me, trying to convince myself not to be scared of leaving the comfort of Wagner. One day, as I struggled to decide what would come next for me, my dad gave me 5 words of advice that turned my fear into excitement. He said, "When in doubt, choose risk." And surprisingly, this made me think about those tractors that I was always stuck behind in not London. When you're blocked by such a large obstacle, it's hard to overtake because you can't see what's ahead of you. It's a little scary to drive into the unknown when there's a risk involved. So you're faced with a choice between playing it safe and staying where you are, or facing the unknown head-on with a chance of reaping the benefits. So there comes a point when you check your mirrors, spot a clear stretch ahead, brace yourself, and swerve out into the unknown. And usually, it's totally worth it. I did it 4 years ago when I left my hometown, and I'm getting ready to do it again today with all of you. We may not be able to see what's on the horizon, but thanks to Wagner, we're ready to step back onto the open road and find out. Happy travels.
Good morning. I would like to begin by thanking President Dr. Richard Garassi, Provost Dr. Lily McNair, the Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff of Wagner College for your dedication. I'd like to extend a very special thanks to the friends, family, and loved ones here today who have supported us throughout this incredible journey. Also to the cultural fusions of Penns, Normans, and Singletons that I'm proud to call my family. And to my mother who couldn't be here today, you are my rock. It is my honor to address you all. This is the big moment. Class of 2016, we made it! Many of you all may know me as the girl who was always joined at the hip with my three best friends, laughing uncontrollably, dancing when everyone is watching. Everyone refers to us as the squad. You may even know me as the girl that takes her grades way too seriously. For those of you that I have not had the pleasure to meet, I am Kadijah Singleton. My experience at Wagner has helped me define what makes me unique and embrace my self-identity. This experience has allowed me to find my voice and a purpose in life much larger than I had ever envisioned. As I began my Wagner career, I got to meet peers from all around the world, but I still didn't feel whole. I was constantly reminded of the color of my skin through one way or another. I felt as though my silent scream went unheard every day. It was either sit back and remain frustrated or do something about it. Then I remembered my mother's voice asking me, "What do you have to lose?" It was then that I realized that fear is a cage that confines us. It confines us to stay exactly where we are and never move forward. As it turns out, I had all the support I needed. Through the Black Student Union, I learned how to channel all my frustration. I put my energy towards promoting diversity throughout the Wagner College community. I participated in endless wide thought talks, social justice dialogues, intercultural celebrations, and poetry slams. It was the atmosphere of collective reflections, emotional healing, and love that made me so proud to just be me. I found a deeper sense of self-identity when I joined the InterVarsity Christian Fellowship Chapter, a Christian organization fostering full inclusion of the Wagner College student body. Students with various majors, sports teams, and all different walks of life helped me grow as a person through my faith in Christ. This courageous journey led me to my self-identity, my voice, and my purpose. My favorite part of this entire journey was getting everyone else in the Wagner College community to be a part of the change that I wanted to happen. One of my best friends and I decided to hold a cultural awareness campaign for our president, provost, dean of campus life, faculty, staff, and peers. The leaders of the Black Student Union immediately supported us and helped make it into a weekend-long campaign that captivated the entire campus. We put our voices together as one to educate. Shortly after, I began working for the Staten Island Reading Association on numerous literacy events. I saw the true impact of my voice through education, but I was eager for more. I used my newfound knowledge and voice to become a mentor for the LEAD program at Wagner, a program helping to create a more inclusive community by providing guidance to first-year students of color. However, the most rewarding experience of all was having multiple in-depth discussions with the president, provost, the board of trustees, and administration on ways in which Wagner can improve in its entirety. My voice was heard. For once in my life, I was not only speaking for myself, I was speaking for others. There's immense power behind that. Now I know that my purpose from the moment I stepped foot on this campus was to be a proponent of change. I wanted to make this campus a home to everyone, spread love, and make a difference. My work doesn't end here. I only just found my passion to share with the rest of the world. Amongst all the things I found at Wagner, my voice is one that I will forever cherish the most. It's the very same voice that you have the pleasure of hearing today. You guys are all so lucky. I don't want to answer more questions, but I want you guys to really ask yourselves, what is your passion? What will you do with your newfound skills and experiences? Continue asking these questions and remain devoted to learning more about the world, about yourselves, and how you can improve both. If you take away anything from what I've said today, other than a few nods and drools, know this: never go with your voice unheard, because it holds much more power behind it than you realize. Thank you. God bless.
Will the candidates for all master's degrees please rise? President Garassi, I have the honor to present to you for investment the candidates for a master's degree.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Wagner College and in accordance with the laws of the state of New York, I hereby confer upon you the master's degree for which you are qualified and extend our hopes and wishes for your continued success.
Will all the degree recipients please be seated? I now have the honor to present individually those just awarded their master's degrees. The audience is requested to wait until all master's degree recipients have received their diplomas before applauding. Adrian Judith Hedviga. Alexandra Filipovsky. Emmanuel Munduki. Christopher H. Ferner. Brittany Petzold. Andrew Burt. Morgan Roach. Melanie Veronica Williamson. Joseph Basili. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Simon Burke. Gary J. Esposito. Nicholas Fiorillo. Jason Gilligo. Elijah M. Grant. Barbara Iosu. Jacqueline Cecilia Jaffe. Stephen Wong. Jonathan Horsley. Daniel M. Reno. Brian A. Kokola. Zane Decker. Will the recipients of the Master of Science degree please come forward? Jacob Robert Harris Cohen. Catherine Lovegren Connolly. Jennifer Casaluzzo. Nicole DePergola Radel. Christina D. Phillips. Lori DeSena. Colleen Marie DePaulo. Ananda DiMartino. Anthony D. Padova. Stephen T. DiVuolo. Salvatore A. Emilio. Ariel Ray Dorfman. Danielle Gloria Felicia. Melissa Flanagan. Catherine Lily Gench. Jamie Elizabeth Graneri. Asha Gutman. Hani Fawad Youssef. Elizabeth Margaret Felter. Lauren Victoria Howard. Claudia Rose Najar. Dominique Miller. Mark Charles Byer. Stephanie Salinas. Christopher G. Lizardo. Katie Brode. Taylor Beth Aspenleiter. Samuel Nathan. Melissa A. Phipps. Naomi Brouillard. Mayram Fasal Almamadi. Stephanie Pinchak. Nazifa Binte Alam. Igo Dmitrievich Bider. Danielle Bruchella. Daniel J. Berghardt. Leonard Pesci. Jared Malzahn. Megan Maniscalco. Fatbarthi Shala. Rugiatu Ba. Amanda A. Falco. Lauren A. Lamura. Anthony J. Marion. Robert Mayone. Kristen Magnuski. Beth Ellen Lewis. Dina A. Plattis. Luva M. Reeves. Amanda Ray Power. Fartha Syed Rashid. Christian D. Hoffman. Brownson Okichuwu Irondi. Dalu Queen Lewis. Ryan Waitanis. Christina Lynn Clements. Gwendolyn Hernandez. Youssef Al-Rashi. Hassan Abakile. Kathleen Richards. Gabriela Ali. Monserrato Ruiz. Michael P. Scrocco. Christina Marie Secondro. Rachel Elizabeth Smith. Michael Scher. Salvador V. Zucino. Jessica E. Teresco. Carrie L. Weiskull. Christine Marie Waldhoff. Michael Louis Ofnowski. Deborah L. Thorne. Kimberly Valencia Valdecantos. Karen Lynn Wilson. Nargiza Volakos. Elizabeth Clark. Maria Seville. Natalie O'Rourke. Violet Giuglini. Will the degree recipients of the Master of Science in Education please come forward? Mackenzie Alfaro. Margaret J. Bartoloni Rucci. Paul Buckheit. Brittany Remini. Michael Remini. Julie Ann Suska. Megan Smith. Jacqueline Fabizak. Amanda Francis Ruisi. Christina Wynn. Alessandra Denorio DeMayo. Samantha Smith. Ariel Davidi. Marissa Carmelo. Megan Rose Duffy. Dominique Duchille. Ryan Fullen. Christina Frisha. Christina Ernesto. Desiree Kleiss. Jenny Kurexos. Catherine Marcy. Allison Maybaum. Stephanie V. Mish. Christine Precopa. Jessica Quinones. Will the degree recipient of the Certificate for Family Nurse Practitioner please come forward? Lori DeSena. Please honor all the master's degree awardees with your applause.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you Ms. Beth Cruz, class of 1971, President of the National Alumni Board, who will induct the class of 2016 into the Fellowship of Wagner College alumni.
Congratulations, class of 2016. You have worked hard, and today you and your families are here celebrating on our own very special oval. While we're here celebrating the humans of New York, I would like to take a few moments to celebrate what Heather Wolf, class of 2015, has coined the humans of Wagner. These are the folks that have played Frisbee on this oval, caught some sun on this oval, studied for finals on this oval, and ultimately received their diplomas on this oval. They are members of the same alumni association that you now belong to. They are you, they are me, and they are the person sitting next to you. The one thing that they all have that is particularly special is their continued sense of giving back, and that's a part of their natural lives. As John Bunyan, the author of Pilgrim's Progress, has said, "You have not lived today until you have done something for someone who can never repay you." Lorraine McNeil, class of 1978, who is sitting up here with me today, is a human of Wagner. Not only is Lorraine on the Board of Trustees of Wagner, but professionally she is a creative director and copywriter in the advertising industry. While Lorraine has created many ad campaigns, her heart and her soul lie in getting the word out about the opioid addiction problems facing our children. She has used her talents to produce anti-drug TV commercials for the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. She has counseled parents of drug-addicted children, and she is just back from DC, where she lobbied members of the Senate and the House in an attempt to get them to agree on the terms of the Comprehensive Drug Recovery Act that is awaiting President Obama's signature. Orlando Parker, class of 2014, is a human of Wagner. Orlando has taken both his basketball skills and his sense of community to Germany, where he is currently playing basketball and volunteering. Orlando spends 5 mornings a week as a volunteer basketball coach in various elementary schools. He has also led these students in fundraising activities to help the Syrian refugees who fled to Germany during the ISIS attacks. Orlando has also coached a group of under-20 basketball players and led them to a win of U20 basketball players in an all-European basketball tournament in Vienna. As if O wasn't busy enough, he is currently creating a foundation that will connect athletes with families around the world that are dealing with poverty. These athletes will engage in community service and have a positive impact wherever they go. Mel Powers, class of 2005, is a human of Wagner. Mel was a special education teacher for a number of years and then decided she would better serve the special needs population as a legal advocate. She has just completed her studies at Seton Hall Law School and chaired the community outreach arm of the Student Bar Association. Mel coordinated programs with St. Jude's Hospital, Autism Speaks, the United Way, and the American Cancer Society. Tyreek Miller, class of 2012, is a human of Wagner. Tyreek hasn't forgotten his Philadelphia roots. By days, Tyreek works at NBC Universal in New York, but on the weekends, he works tirelessly to develop a nonprofit resource facility for underprivileged Philadelphia students. These exceptional students will find free seminars, equipment, and rehearsal space in which to pursue their dreams of careers in dance and performance. Not forgotten will be the students who are interested in production and technical and sound engineering. And Melanie Williamson, class of 2014, Masters 2016, is not only a human of Wagner, but she's a human of Baltimore. Melanie was recruited to play basketball for Wagner 6 years ago, but her basketball dreams were shattered early in her time here on Grimes Hill when she was diagnosed with a serious heart condition. Melanie, unstoppable as usual, went on to serve as manager and coach of the women's basketball team for 5 years. Melanie also mentors young women in Baltimore through Ag's Butterflies, a program that focuses on sisterhood and encourages young women to love and respect themselves and to go on to become healthy, happy, and productive young women in society. A scholarship in Melanie's name is given to a pediatric heart patient each year. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey has said, "In the end, I am not as interested in what you have to tell or sell, teach or preach, as I am in how you choose to live and give." How are you choosing to live and give? Wagner has given you all the tools that you will need. So as my friend Kermit the Frog says, take what you've got and fly with it. Fly, my friends, fly. And now I ask that you move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2016.
You are now alumni. Congratulations. Before we conclude this ceremony, let's thank some special people. First of all, join me in thanking the Wagner College faculty for the work they've committed to you and support they've given you. Secondly, let's thank the dedication and support given to this college by its distinguished and hardworking Board of Trustees chaired by Dr. Warren Prochi. And finally, join with me by standing and turning around to salute your families, particularly your parents, who have supported you throughout the year time at Wagner. Congratulations again to all of you. You know, through the force of social media, we are able to stay connected together. And really, this is part of a family called Wagner College. So Karen Garassi and I hope that you'll stay particularly connected to us. You're so much a part of our lives. Before we totally conclude, I invite everyone present today to join us after the ceremony for refreshments served under the tent at the back of the Oval. And will the audience please rise for the benediction given by Reverend Martin Malzahn, which will be followed by the alma mater, led by the members of the Wagner College Choir. And in your booklets, there are the words, if you don't know the words to the alma mater, that we can sing together. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Thank you. Congratulations.
Go forth today, Wagner class of 2016. Be bold, be brave, be kind, be just, be beautiful. Have faith in your Creator and compassion for your neighbor. Namaste, salam, shalom, peace be with you, and may God be among you. Amen.
Amen.